Hello and welcome, and I'm Pascal. So today I was going to do the pre-orders for Games Workshop, but it annoyed me so much that I just gave up and said, "Sod it, I'm going to talk about something I actually like and something I really enjoy." And the company is Mantic. Mantic make great games. Their games are absolutely phenomenally fun to play. They are superb, and I love their miniatures, I love their games, and I love the fact that they actually sort of do think about the customer and how much their models cost, rather than just going. I know there's a lot of individual stuff going on the steeper side at the moment, but it looks like they're dialing that back, as you will see in a minute. But they do some phenomenal games. And the two I'm going to talk about today is their two main ones, Kings of War and Firefight. Kings of War is Warhammer, Firefight is Warhammer 40k. So if you're into Warhammer or Age of Sigmar, Kings of War is for you. If you're into 40k, Firefight's for you. So I'm going to talk about them both. Now, the first thing I like about Mantic, and this is one of the best things they've ever done, is there are 5 different starter sets. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And which this means that you're not stuck with one army that you don't want. You're not. If you go halves with someone and you discuss which armies you like and what you think suits you, you're probably going to find a starter set which you'll both enjoy. Or you might want both armies. Like, I really want this Raging Void box set because I do want the Twilight Kin and I do want the Abyssal Dwarfs. And I think this is an absolutely phenomenal thing to do, because it just shows you that they're willing to expand their customer base by giving people choice on how to start the game. You're not stuck behind, like I said, you're not stuck with whatever the company wants you to play. They're giving you the choice on what you want to play. And they're all really good ones. Like if you want Tomb Kings versus Ogres, that's pretty much those two. Or you got Rat-Kin versus Goblins, which is this one. I actually got this one. This was a fun set to build. But there, you have plenty of choice to go with it. You're not stuck. And I think, I'm going to reiterate this, it is such a good idea. I wish more companies did it, and not just make them limited edition either. These are all available. This, I believe, was actually the first box. Of this edition, I should say. Then you have these starter sets, these ambush starter sets. Do you notice something about them straight away? That's right, the price. They're £35. £35 for several units. Not one unit, several units. And I don't know where else I could ever see something like this. Honestly, this is just, again, showing exactly their love for the customer and trying to build a community and getting people to play their game without having to fork out, what would that cost you, about £105 from Games Workshop? And just having these starter sets so you can play the game and learn that by basically paying for a single squad is really good. And you have every force there. Forces of the Abyss, Forces of Nature, Empire of Dust. They're pretty much all covered there. And I think it's really cool. I really do. And you got some big models in some of them, but they are just basic units, so you can build up your army pretty quickly and efficiently as well, should you just want some of the basic frontline troops and not always going out and buying a single unit when you could get several for the same price. And they've done it for most of them, including the new Trident Realm. Again, like I said, I cannot fault this company for this issue. I think it's a good idea. They also do Mega Army deals as well. These are £110, but look at the size of that for £110. Just look at the model count alone. It's absolutely phenomenal. And it shows, again, like I said, I cannot overstate this enough, that they really are thinking about the customer at this point. You get the free rules. You get the printed copy of the rules if you want as well, and the background. So if you do buy a Mega Army, you don't have to buy the rulebook to go with it. You can get the rulebook and the rules for it for free, because you can use the Mantic Vault. And the Mantic Companion. The Mantic Vault is also something very good, because if you're into 3D printing, you can get your models from them. So you can actually subscribe and get your models 3D printed, and 3D print them yourself. Again, thinking about the customer first rather than the bottom line. It's just brilliant. And like I said, I can't fault Mantic for their methods. I think they're really fun. But this game is absolutely fantastic to play as well. I love playing Kings of War. It's such a fun game. It's old school Warhammer Fantasy. So basically Warhammer the Old World. But, good. And that's all I can really say. I'm not going to go into depth with the models at the moment, but just the fact that they do this and the fact that they do it, think of you guys before anyone else and want you to enjoy a fun game and have some good models to play and paint. This is just a company that really deserves it. And then you got Firefight. Now Firefight is, like I said, the 40k version. And you only have 2 choices with the starter set on this one. Hopefully we're going to get more, and knowing Mantic we probably will, and that is the Assault on Exum and the Battle of Cabot 3. Again, once you see again, you get a fair whack of models, and I prefer the Assault on Exum, and that's because, look at that, 2 massive vehicles in your starter set, 2 of them. You got the tank for the Forge Fathers, and you have the drill, or the termite, whatever you want to call it, for the Verminkin. The fact that you actually put this in your starter set shows how much they want you to play this game and how much they think you should play this game. And I do think you should play this game. It's fantastic. It's phenomenal. It's better than 40k. And it's just a good way of doing it. And as you can see also, but there is some other bigger models in the Verminkin as well. Which are the yellow ones, by the way. This is the Verminkin. And they're really thinking about you guys. And I having the choice that you don't have to do Verminkin or Forge Fathers, you can do Marauders or the Enforcers. Now, I'm not as big a fan of the Battle of Cabot 3 because, as you can see, there's no really big models in it, but you do get a nice choice. There's lots of options in both boxes, so you're not really stuck with what their loadout is. You actually can choose loadouts, and again, this is something that a lot of companies should do, and I absolutely agree with this. Any company that gives you options in your first box, so you can do so, test things and play as you want, rather than having you forced into certain play styles or way models are made. Having options just makes it better for everyone involved. As you can see, the rules are also free to download. And then you've got the strike forces. These are the combat patrol boxes for Firefight, basically. And as you can see, each one of them has some sort of massive centerpiece. All of them do. There's also the battle groups as well. So if you want to add 3 more tanks, you can get just the Forge Father battle group. But we're talking about the strike forces first. Having that, I'm going to go to Astarian because I think they're the best. Having that option of these big vehicles within your army straight away means it's just going to have something nice and big in your army to center your army around. You've got a nice centerpiece there. You have something really cool to look at. And again, I just think this is a really good idea. And as you can see, the price is so much cheaper than Games Workshop. £75, and they're showing this. I don't know how much I can say this, but having this idea that they're putting your wallet first and actually undercutting their competition is such a great move, and I think it's fantastic. And you actually feel like you've got a small force there. You actually feel like you've got a proper army, not just a bunch of men, which is what Games Workshop's doing right now. This is honestly, looking at the boxes that were released for announced for pre-order today, made me I just hated it. And then I was thinking, like, Mantic deserves some credit, and I think Mantic do have to have this option, and you should go there. If you are getting fed up with Games Workshop, and you want to play games like 40k and Age of Sigmar or Warhammer Fantasy Battles, I think you should go to Mantic, because one, a lot of the old rule writers went to Mantic. Alessio Calvator has written a lot of rules for Mantic, and this would be really good for you, because this is the sort of thing that will suit you. The lore for Firefight, which is something I will deep dive into later, is far more interesting. It's not just a big galactic empire of man, or the Imperium of man. It's actually based on very corrupt corporatists, and how big corporates basically rule mankind via an iron fist. And you also notice that certain vehicles can be used for certain armies, like this one here. We can actually see that in a different army down here. There it is, in the Maison Labs, or the GCPS. And again, having these options where you don't always have to have this, you can have different vehicles for different armies, means that you are saving money as well. Because if you paint your Marauders the same as your GCPS, this model can be used in both. So you're not having to buy 2 of them, and you only need to buy the 1. And one last thing before I go, the Romankin also have bits that you can use for Ratkin in Kings of War as well. So they're trying to make you, save as much money as possible while playing the game. And like I said, Mantic really deserve a lot of love, and I think they deserve so much more. They should be a bigger company, and they deserve a lot of. They do deserve more customers. They do deserve a bigger community, and I think if you are thinking of leaving Games Workshop and you're thinking of leaving Warhammer, go over to Mantic. You're going to play the same sort of games. You're going to have the same sort of lore, the same sort of models, and you can use your old 40k models should you wish in these games as well. They are quite compliant with that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was better than the one I actually had planned. I really lost my head with that one. I didn't like it at all. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you all again soon. If you want to save money on Mantic, go to Whaling Games down below. They actually have quite a bit. They do. And so go there. And you also save free delivery after £20. There's also... what else is there? There's also... Forbidden Planet for comics, DVDs, mangas, etc. My merchandise, comics and t-shirts and everything else. And finally, there's Skyforge. Go give that guy a click and some love. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.